When Meghan Markle joined the royal family in 2018, Queen Elizabeth had one special request: that Harry's bride be mentored by a beloved member of the royal family, the Duchess of Edinburgh. Just as Princess Catherine had been taught the royal ways by Sophie, the former civilian, the Queen believed that Meghan would benefit from this mentorship. But yet, she was rejected. While Meghan has since spiraled to be voted one of Hollywood's biggest losers, with a lifestyle brand on the rocks, Duchess Sophie has risen in the ranks, assuming authority, accolades, and honor. She's beloved by her family, her friends, and fans worldwide. The two duchesses' strikingly similar origins have raised a question. Has the Duchess of Edinburgh officially replaced Meghan in more than just duties, but now in the hearts of the world? Hi, I'm Hannah, and today we're exploring the subtle ways that Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, has become a secret weapon of the royal family, and she's replaced the Duchess of Sussex amid family tumult and division as a woman formerly overshadowed by bigger names, whose quiet grace has now established her as one of the greatest subtle icons of classical femininity. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dive royals content exploring trends, traditions, and lifestyle for an elegant and inspired life. For years after Prince William and Princess Catherine's wedding, the world waited to know who his younger brother Prince Harry might marry. And 6 years after the Wales's Westminster Abbey wedding, the world met Meghan Markle. Exactly 30 years before Harry and Meghan met, another royal bride was meeting her prince for the very first time, Sophie Rhys-Jones and Prince Edward. Similarly, they followed another heir's wedding. It was also exactly 6 years before that. And, just like Harry and Meghan, they were under major media attention. But Sophie Rhys-Jones was an independent woman, up for the challenge and prepared to face the press, securing her place in history. Both women were from non-royal civilian backgrounds when they married into the royal family, but unlike Sophie, Meghan has proven that she isn't elegant. No matter how much she tries, Meghan leans into the wrong stereotypes of elegance, while Sophie embraces elegant foundations. Meghan has inadvertently branded herself as cringy, needy, untrustworthy, selfish, and disrespectful to the general public because she's totally missed the point of elegance, while Sophie has proven her poise. Meghan's sour persona is exactly what Family Guy picked up on and mocked both her and Harry for. It's the complete opposite of their former trajectory of royalty. In this fall from grace, the public has moved on from her and instead turned to a much more respectable woman. By the age of 34, when both women met their princes, they had both lived a pretty experienced life. Meghan had starred on the USA Network series Suits, she'd run a lifestyle brand and traveled the world, and Sophie had established a top-tier London public relations firm, and both had been through the firestorm of the press. So what happened? After years of public scrutiny and bad press, we still don't really know who Meghan is. From the faux launches, the odd initiatives, going from blogger to actress to royal princess to author to lifestyle blogger again, there's little understanding as to what Meghan wants. Sophie, however, has proven herself to be authentically grounded in her duty. She actually sold off her PR business in 2002, 3 years after her marriage, which, if we're comparing timelines, it was actually about the same amount of time after the Sussexes were married too, when they fled. Sophie chose to go all in on her calling, on her values, on her commitment to them, and as a member of the royal family. Sophie is so grounded in authenticity and trustworthiness, true elegance, because she's proven herself to be herself. And that is what landed her the title of Queen Elizabeth's favorite daughter-in-law. See, feminine elegance is grounded in authenticity. Classically feminine, elegant women live out their values and are recognized for their commitment to them. Sophie hasn't left behind a trail of broken families, friendships, and lawsuits in her wake, like Meghan Markle. She is seen as elegant because she is authentic and vulnerable. Because of this groundedness, the royal family has given her the privilege of being the most senior female at the Japanese state banquet, supported her in solo overseas tours, and extended her the honor of important patronages. Sophie and Edward have spent years together, and they spent years together before tying the knot, time that ensured he and his family knew her deeply. This certainly wasn't the route taken by the Sussexes, who got engaged after just 1 year, and then subsequently left the royal family and the world to question Meghan's truthfulness. Both women are very smart, but Sophie's strategic smarts have far surpassed Meghan's over the last few years. See, Meghan talks quite a lot, but often she has nothing of substance to say. She writes a lot of flowery words and large titles, but ironically, she can't simply show up and do good, as her Archewell Foundation slogan says. Trying to sound smart doesn't get you anywhere. Elegance doesn't try to assert itself or usurp the conversation to gain attention. Instead, elegance is found in strategy and simplicity, and it's never, absolutely never, demanding, like Sophie, who continually reminds us that less is more. Though she often stands in the background in a supporting role and lets her humility shine a light on others, like her special speech to her husband on his 60th birthday, she rarely speaks about herself or her achievements, even though she's lived an extremely successful life. Sophie has discussed her recognition of this matter in taking a step back, and she's said, quote, "Certainly, it took me a while to find my feet. The frustration was that I had to reduce my expectations of what I could actually do. I couldn't turn up at a charity and go, 'Right, I think that you should be doing this,' because that's what I was used to doing in my working life." End quote. Can you imagine Meghan Markle ever saying that, much less thinking it? In a 2022 speech at One Young World, Meghan was counted as referring to herself 54 times in a 7-minute charitable speech. Sophie's star has risen to become the secret weapon of the royal family, surpassing Meghan Markle not only because of her subdued and strategic elegance, but also her resourcefulness. Meghan reportedly wore 957,132 pounds and 49 cents worth of new clothing between her marriage in 2018 and her exit in 2020. As attractive as new clothing is, Sophie has tapped into a new element of dressing, and one that she's actually taught her daughter, what I call the rewear recalls. Rewearing a style of clothing that is used as a way to nod or recall a prior event. This is something that Princess Catherine does constantly, and there's an element of attractiveness to this. By utilizing resources you already own, true elegance shines through creativity and expertise, not just letting the glitz and the glam of a new ensemble steal the show, especially if it doesn't fit right or is really wrinkled. In the last few months, as the number of working royals gets smaller, as the King, the Princess of Wales, and now Princess Anne have all faced horrible health struggles, Sophie has risen to the occasion to represent the monarchy and goodwill towards her most important duties. In the absence of the Sussexes, the family needs strong women to look to, and Sophie has risen to the occasion. As the most unproblematic royal who takes her work carefully and seriously, she loves her family and embraces elegance. She is the perfect person to fill the shoes of Meghan Markle. Unless Meghan actually can learn from Sophie and embrace real, true elegance, she will continue to flounder. By rejecting the components to elegance, she comes off as cringy, awkward, needy, and untrustworthy. And by understanding more about elegance than just its stereotypes, we too can position ourselves like Sophie to be powerful, influential women who will leave a mark on our communities and the world. So if you never want to be cringy or unreliant on trends like Meghan has really leaned into, I've written a whole ebook on the principles of elegance, just like Sophie, and I'd love to share it with you. It's in the description. Just click the link and I'll send it to you completely free once you put in your email. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you next time.